Hi. So good to be here. I thought that we would talk a little bit about emotions and how they show up in the body. Today is the 7-month anniversary of my mom's death. And, grief, like many other emotions, I think comes in waves. And sometimes they're really powerful and strong, and sometimes they just flow through. So I thought tonight that we would kind of gear our practice towards that, and just, as we move through our practice today, just notice what you're feeling. I think there's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of change. And all these emotions show up in the body, right? No matter what, it shows up in the body. So I'm going to read something from my meditation book that might make you a little uncomfortable. It's just one of those things, right? So I'm going to read it, and if it makes you uncomfortable, just don't worry about it, right? We'll move on. But and this is actually today's meditation, right? Fall in love with yourself. Do you love yourself? Can you answer yes to this question without hesitation or qualifications, without feeling egotistical or embarrassed? Many of us will consider this a very difficult question to answer. It's like being asked whether we are in love with somebody we hadn't really considered loving before. It might never have occurred to us to fall in love with ourselves. But why not? We must love ourselves. If we don't, how can we expect others to love us? And how can we love others in a wholehearted, honest way? So fall in love with yourself. It's the most meaningful love affair you can have. We talk about this sometimes, right? We talk about having compassion. Like if you don't have compassion for yourself, it's hard to have compassion for others. It all starts here, right? It all starts here. And sometimes I think we lose sight of that. Okay, enough of that. So let's move into our practice. We're going to start tonight standing. You'll want a strap and a couple of blankets or a couple of towels for support, or you can use pillows, like whatever you got around the house is fine. But let's come into a standing position at the front of the mat. We'll stand in Tadasana for a moment and just connecting into the earth. And again, like maybe today we can tune into the emotions moving through the body and just notice, like feel what comes up. Don't ignore it, right? Feel what comes up. So with the feet about hip distance apart, shoulders rolled out so that the palms are facing away from the body. Palms are facing out. Standing nice and tall, imagining that little string pulling from the crown of your chakra, your crown chakra, pulling you up, creating length in the spine, and yet softness in the body. So there's length, there's height, but there's a sense of ease. So can we find that in a standing position? Close the eyes, inhale through the nose, take the breath down into the belly, exhale everything. Continuing with this breath, finding ease and length in the body. And then take a moment to tune into the feet. And just notice, we have a tendency to either roll out onto the edges of our feet, roll into the edges, right? There's all these different things that are happening. Notice what's going on with you today in this moment and see if you can center that. Right? Can you center your feet? Can you center the weight of your body? Feeling the toes, feeling the balls of the feet, feeling the heels, aware of the arch. And then let's take the left hand and we're just going to scoop it in front of the body in a nice big circle. Inhale, scoop it in front of the body. Exhale it down. Nice. Again. Let's do 2 more times on the left side. 2 and 1. Oh, feels so good. All right, right side, scooping in front of the face, circling all the way around. Nice, large motions. Breathing as you go. Inhale, exhale. 2 more times. Exhaling on the way down. Nice. Inhale on the way up. All right, beautiful. Let's inhale both arms up towards the sky. You can look at the hands and then exhale them down, palms towards the earth. Scoop the air up on an inhale. Push it down on an exhale. Nice. 1 more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, left arm up, and as we exhale, we're going to exhale over into a side stretch. Inhale back towards the sky. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale over, nice little side stretch. Inhale back towards the sky. Exhale down. Let's do that again on each side. Inhale, left arm up, over. Nice. Exhale, back down. Right arm. Inhale up. Exhale down. Go ahead and bring the hands in front of the face. Interlace the fingers. Roll the palms away from the face and push. All right, feel the back, the upper back. Open up a little bit. Nice. Inhale, arms towards the sky. Exhale them down. As you exhale them down, bring them behind the body. Interlace the fingers. Pull down a little bit, opening the front of the chest. And then release. Nice. Let's do that again. Bring the arms in front of the body. Interlace the fingers. Interlace them with the awkward pinky on the bottom. Roll the hands away from the face. Really stretching into that upper back. Inhale towards the sky. Exhale the hands down. Bring them all the way behind the body. Interlace the fingers. Again, awkward pinky on the bottom. Pull the hands down, open the chest. And then release. Coming back into our Tadasana pose for a moment, right? Back into mountain pose. And just notice if there's any, difference in the upper torso, right? Like from the waist up. Does it feel any different? Again, tuning into the feet, making sure that the weight of your body is evenly distributed on the earth. Nice. All right. We're going to move a little bit. So if you just joined us, we're talking about the emotions, right? The emotions as they move through the body. We're going to pay particular attention to that today. So again, coming to the front of the mat, go ahead and allow the palms to find each other in front of the sternum, the heart. Stand here for a moment. Notice what's happening. Right, what's bubbling up? What are you feeling? Is there a need to move, or can you stand here for a moment in the very essence of you? Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to push the air down. We're going to inhale the arms up. As we dive in, we're going to bend the knees, soften the knees, dive on down, protect the low back. Lift the heart, right? Come halfway up. And then go ahead and fold down. You can keep those knees a little soft, right? Protects the low back. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Reach, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale, push it down. Inhale, lifting up. Reach towards the sky. Look at the hands. Maybe there's a slight back bend. Again, as we exhale and dive in, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to lift the heart, right? Back comes flat. We're going to fold top of the head towards the earth. You can keep the knees bent. Inhale, arms out to the side, palms together, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale, push it down. Great. Inhale, reach. Maybe there's a little back bend here. Nice. Now as you dive in, you have options. You can bend the knees or you can keep those legs straight. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold top of the head towards the earth. Inhale, arms out to the side, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. We're going to add the legs. Inhale. Exhale, push it down. Inhale, lift it up. Again, maybe there's a little back bend here. Oh, exhale, diving in. Knees bent or straight. Inhale, lift the heart. This time as we exhale, we're going to plant the hands. We're going to step the left leg back. Right? We're going to drop that left knee. And we're going to rock a little bit. Right? Bending and straightening that front leg. So go ahead and make this, motion as large as feels comfortable. So for me, I like to keep the top of my left foot on the earth as opposed to my toes tucked under. But you do what's best for you. Couple more times. Okay, we're going to end with the hips forward. Take a moment to make sure that your knee is over your ankles. You don't want to hyperextend the knee. So if you need to walk that knee forward a little bit, do that. Drop the hips down. Feel the stretch in the front of the left hip. Let's hang out here for a couple breaths. Nice. Nice deep breaths. Lovely. Feels good. Breathing here. Okay. All right, go ahead and bring it back to center. Pause here for a moment. Notice how there's a little wobbliness might happen, right? We're trying to kind of have to engage the core here a little bit. Pull the tailbone long, right? Maybe the pelvis tilts slightly. As you roll those hips, kind of roll the hips under and back. You might feel this into that left quad a little bit. Find something to focus on that's not moving and lift the arms up. And as you lift the arms up, make sure you drop the shoulders down. Face is soft. Breath is deep. Nice. Okay. Exhale the hands down on either side of the front foot. Tuck the left toes under. Lift the left leg off the earth. And rock a little bit here. All right, again, so feeling the stretch into the back of the left leg, we're going to step it forward on 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, come forward, fold, arms out to the side, palms towards the sky, reach, 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 exhale, hands to heart. Good job. Inhale. Exhale, push it down. Inhale, reach towards the sky. Again, maybe there's a little slight back bend here. As you dive in, you can straighten the knees or you can keep them soft. Up to you. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, plant the hands. Step the right leg back. Nice wide step. Drop the right knee. Again, we're going to rock on this side. Side's a little sorer. Okay, I like to bring the top of my right foot to the earth. So we're going to drop forward, and then we're going to straighten out that leg as much as possible, the left leg. Weight is on the legs. Fingertips are just kind of relaxing into the earth. Couple more times. All right, awesome. All right, let's land with the hips forward. Again, you might want to walk that left foot forward so that your knee is over your ankle. Sink in here a little bit. Feel that stretch in the front of the right hip. Breathing. Jaws relaxed, face is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. Everything's kind of just relaxed into the movement. All right, we're going to come back to center. Once you kind of find that little spot where you don't feel too wobbly, pull the tailbone long, just kind of roll those hips under a little bit, right? You're going to feel that into that right quad. Focus on something that's not moving and lift the arms up towards the sky. Drop the shoulders and breathe here. Nice deep, smile. Nice deep breaths. Super. Breathing. On your next exhale, you're going to release the hands down on either side of the front foot. We're going to tuck the right toes under, lift the right leg, and we're going to rock here. Again, maybe feeling the stretch in the back of that right leg. On the count of 3, we're going to come forward. 1, 2, 3. Step it forward. Fold. Let's hang here for a moment. Again, top of the head towards the earth. You can bend the knees a little bit. We're trying to get into the back of the legs, right? So just let the weight of your body, if your hands don't come to the earth, grab opposite elbows, bring the top of the head down, and breathe here. Nice. Release the hands down. Bend the knees a little more, and then let's slowly roll it on up. Nice and slow. Bringing the chin all the way up to center. Coming back into our Tadasana pose for a moment. And take a notice, notice what's happened. All right, so the first half we kind of stretched out the upper body a little bit, then we stretched out the lower body. How does it feel? How does Tadasana feel? Is the sense of ease a little more accessible? All right, nice. Back to bring the palms back in front of the sternum. Inhale. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, lift it up. Lift, 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 lift. Maybe there's a little back bend here. Exhale, dive in. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, drop the hands. This time we're going to step the left leg back. We're going to rotate the left foot, right? And we're going to come up facing forward, right? So warrior 1. So that front knee is bent, hips are face forward, and breathe into this. Again, shoulders are dropped. Nice deep breaths. Maybe pushing into the outside of the back leg, right? Like don't roll onto the inside of that foot. Push into the back. That back leg is nice and straight. And then open up the torso into warrior 2. Beautiful. Breathe into this. You can look over that front right hand. Make sure that front knee doesn't drop down, right? And breathe. Bend the front arm, bring the forearm to the thigh. Left arm comes straight up out of the shoulders. Shoulders are stacked, chest is nice and open. Breathing here. And then maybe on your next exhale, we take the hand behind us, right? And maybe we grab onto that right thigh, if it's available. If not, just bring that hand behind you, the arm behind you, right? Like whatever works for you right now in this moment. Breathing into that, lovely. Okay, we're going to come out in stages. So we're going to come back to the hand towards the sky. Then we're going to float the arm over the body, reaching towards where the wall and the ceiling meet. Oh, feel that stretch along the left side of the body. Nice. Go ahead and inhale it back into warrior. As you exhale, go ahead and straighten the legs. Drop the left hand behind you. Turn the right palm up towards the sky. And just reach behind you. Reach up out of that right hip. You can soften that right knee a little bit or keep it totally straight. Like play with it for a moment and decide what feels most useful. All right, breathing into this. Nice. Inhale. And on your next exhale, we're going to windmill the hands down. We're going to rotate those left toes forward. And then we're actually going to try to swing that right leg back and come into plank. Hold this for a couple of breaths. Go ahead and float it into downward dog on an exhale. And breathe here for a moment. So I find it interesting and useful to maybe bend one knee and then the other on my first downward dog. Really stretching into the back of the legs. And then you have options here, right? You can jump up to your hands on an exhale, or you can just walk up into a forward fold. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Reaching palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. Inhale. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, diving in. Lift the heart on an inhale. As we exhale, we're going to step the right foot back, right? We're going to drop that right heel onto the earth. We're going to bend the front knee, and we're going to come up into warrior one on the other side. We're going to sink in here for a moment. Nice. And breathe. Again, on that back foot, maybe pushing into the outside of the foot. There's a tendency to push onto the inside. Like really center both feet on the earth so that the weight is evenly distributed. Go ahead and open the torso so we're in warrior two and breathe here. Again, sinking in, feeling your body, feeling your connection to earth, feeling the feet on the earth. Bend the front arm, place the forearm onto the thigh. Right arm comes straight up. Again, shoulders are stacked here. Head's in a comfortable position, breathing. Reach towards the sky, and then very gently bring that right arm behind you. Again, maybe it makes its way to that left thigh, maybe not yet, and breathe. Nice, we're going to come out in stages. Right arm comes back up towards the sky. Float the right arm over the head, reach to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Really feel the length along the right side of the body. Pull out of that right hip. Inhale. As you exhale, bring it back into warrior. Lovely. Straighten the legs. Drop the back hand. Flip the front arm up. Lifting up. Tilting back slightly. Lifting that left arm up out of that front hip. Feel that. Lovely. Breathe. And then next time you exhale, we're going to windmill it back down. Hands on either side of the front foot. Back toes face forward. See if we can bring that left leg back, coming back into our plank pose. Breathe here. Go ahead and float it into downward dog. And maybe we don't need to pedal the knees here. Maybe we can hang out here for a moment. in this pose and breathe. Okay, look at your hands. You have an option. You can hop forward or go ahead and walk it on up. Drop the top of the head towards the earth. Again, we're going to hang out here for a moment. You can soften the knees a little bit, like really reach into that stretch in the back of the legs. Bend the knees and let's roll it on up. All the way up. Come into your Tadasana pose and hang here for a moment. Nice. Okay, face forward. Let's take a nice wide stance on the mat. All right, nice wide stance. Now, I don't know, toes can be pointed, in front of you or out or somewhere in between, really whatever works best for your knees, okay? But I want a relatively wide stance, so that means my ankles are under my wrists, okay? Nice wide stance here. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're just going to bring the arms up, we're going to bend the elbows, we're going to come into that cactus or victory pose, and we're going to bend the knees. We're going to hang out here, goddess pose. Right? Hang out here for a moment and breathe. Again, feeling that connection to earth. So love is our theme, like love and, and maybe emotions. Like what happens when you ask the question, do I love myself? What is your answer and how does it feel? Hold, 5, 4, drop it down a little more. Woo! 3, 2, 1. Gently come out. Release the arms down. Let's come into a forward fold here. Drop the hands to the earth so the back is flat. So maybe the hands don't come all the way down. It just depends on where you're at right now. Bring the arms out to the side. Push the booty back a little bit. Nice, good job. Drop the right hand in front of the face. Lift the left arm up. Nice little twist. Breathe into that. Head's in a comfortable place. On your next exhale, bring the left hand down. Right arm comes up. Again, head's in a comfortable place, whatever that means. Go ahead and bring that right hand down. All right, let's bring it on up. All right, go ahead and heel toe together till you're about hip distance apart or whatever works best for you. And let's come down into a squat. All right, and breathe here for a moment. Nice. Come on all the way down. Let's bring our feet in front of us. All right. Just bring those legs out in front of you. Shake them out a little bit. Okay, so I said in the beginning you were going to need a towel or a blanket. We're going to do something a little bit different with our forward folds today. So what I'd like you to do is take your blanket, your towel, create a little bolster, right, that's going to give you a little bit of height. And we're going to place it underneath the knees. So there's this, I'm actually going to give my knees quite a little bit of height. So let me turn sideways so that you can see what I'm talking about. Right? So there's quite a nice little bend there. All right? So take a moment to find that. Right? Giving yourself a nice little bend here. So we've been practicing forward folds, but we usually do them with our legs straight on the ground. So we're just trying this to see if there's any, difference in your range of motion, okay? It's a little kinder on the back, right? It doesn't pull those low back muscles quite as much. So if you have a limited range of motion there, this actually might be a little bit nicer. All right, so we're going to inhale the arms up. As we exhale, we're going to hinge at the waist and come forward. Oh, okay. I'm going to bring my toes towards the sky. So what might happen is the fingertips might come to the toes. You might be able to grab onto the feet. You know, wherever you're at, honor that. Be okay with that. But notice, like, does this give you more range of motion? Just that slight bend in the knee. Again, it protects the low back. And we're going to hang here for a little bit, really allowing the back of the legs to stretch. And then see, once you're here, like, see if you can soften in a little more, right? Just surrender, right? Let go of resistance. Maybe the belly comes down a little further. All right, nice. Let's roll it on up. Nice and gentle. Pause here. All right, we're going to bring our right leg in so that that bottom of the right foot connects into the inner thigh. So the blanket is just under the left knee. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to rotate that left leg out slightly. Not a lot, just a little bit so that we have a nice open pelvis. We're going to rotate the body a little bit towards that left knee. We're going to inhale the arms up. We're going to exhale. We're going to hinge at the waist, right? So chest stays lifted, back stays as straight as possible, and we're just going to breathe here. So relax into it, surrender into it. I'm so glad that you're here watching. It really means a lot to me. Nice. All right. On the exhale, maybe you can go down just a skosh more. Face is relaxed, jaw is relaxed, breath is deep and even. Go ahead and gently bring it on up. We're going to switch legs. So we're going to bring that little bolster that we've created under the right leg. Left leg comes in. Bottom of the foot on the inner thigh. All right. Again, left leg is rotated out slightly, not as much as right leg is rotated out slightly, not as much as your left knee, but a little bit. All right. Inhale up. Exhale, bend at the waist, hinge at the waist, and come on down. Oh, so this side is stickier for me. So I'm backwards from you. This is my left side, which is always my stickier side. Breathe into that. And again, like, it's okay. And I know for me, where I'm at emotionally with the grief, it doesn't surprise me that there's a little more stickiness on this side, right? Emotions come in waves. You know that. Like, if you've ever felt really angry, just like you've lost your temper, you can feel that wave, and you can feel it in every cell of your body. All of our emotions are like that. Some are just subtler than others. Gently bring it on up. Move that little makeshift bolster out. Bring the legs in front and shake them out a little bit. Nice. Okay. We're going to come onto our backs. We're going to bend our knees. We're going to use a little bit of core work before we come onto our backs. All right. So with the knees bent, again, sitting up nice and tall, like bring that spine straight and lifted. Feet are planted into the earth. Let's start to come down. And when you get to that point where you feel your core engage, pulse. Pulse here a little bit, right? Using your core, breathing as you go. Nice. All right. How's it going? Can we do like 5? 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, slowly bring it down. Slowly, 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 slowly. Oh, nice. Go ahead and extend one leg and then the other. Just come flat onto the earth for a moment. Roll the shoulders out so the palms come up onto the towards the sky. Breathing here for a moment. And again, just taking a moment to check in. How are you feeling? What's going on? What's coming up? How's the jaw? How's the face? How's the breath? Beautiful. Roll the palms down. I'm going to bend one knee and then the other. So now we're going to grab our little bolster that we've created here, right? And we're going to bring it under the booty. We're going to do a supported bridge pose, all right? So, with the feet about hip distance apart, arms next to the body. Fingertips can graze the heels, or you can walk them a little further away. We're going to inhale the booty up, and we're going to bring our bolster underneath there. And if you want to create a little bit more height, you can use another blanket, a second blanket. You can use a pillow, you could use a block, all right, whatever works for you. Let's roll the shoulder blades together and down. Again, shoulders are opened and out, palms are up. Tune into the back of the neck for a moment. Make sure that that is comfortable. Make sure your feet are parallel to the sides of your mat and your toes aren't sticking out. And let's breathe here for a moment, creating some space in that internal realm of the organs. Relax the face, the jaw, the throat. Surrender into the pose, into gravity, into this moment. Nice, deep, full breaths. All right, belly, ribs, upper chest. All right. Allow the shoulder blades to come apart so the top part of your back is flat on the earth. Roll the palms down so the hands are connected to the earth. And then let's lift one leg and then the other up towards the sky. Point and flex the feet. Slowly, kindly, consciously. Point and flex. Point and flex. Breathing into this. And then slowly circle the ankles around in one direction. Nice and slow. The tendency is to want to move fast here. Slow it down. And then circle in the opposite direction. Nice. Nice and slow. And then we'll stop circling and just breathe into the awareness of the ankles, the feet, the calves, the shins. And then allow the legs to drop to opposite sides. So I find it useful to bring my hands just inside the knees and let my arms create a little bit of weight here to increase that stretch on the inner thigh. If this feels like it's enough for you, then just do that. If it feels even too intense, you can always bend those knees, right? Like you'll still get the stretch in the inner thigh, but it'll be a little less intense. You decide what works for you and breathe into that. Again, seeing if you can surrender into it a little bit more. Like, can you relax into the pose? Can you give into gravity and let go? All right, just let go. Nice. All right, you got it. Beautiful. All right, from here, let's lift the legs up towards the sky and then slowly let them come apart again. Again, lift them up towards the sky, nice and slow, like see how slow you can move. And as you do this, out and in, close your eyes, tune into your body, and notice what muscles you're using for this to happen. So, my core is involved, my inner thigh is involved, I feel like my quadricep is involved. Those legs are heavy. Couple more times. Again, nice and slow. Beautiful. One more time. And then go ahead and let the knees bend and just rest for a moment. Breathe here. Let's release one foot and then the other down onto the earth. Again, pausing here for a moment. Bring the arms a little closer if they're not already close. And let's extend one leg and then the other. So creating this little back bend on the earth. Keep the legs activated so they don't fall out to the side, right? So toes are either pointed away from your body or towards the ceiling, whichever feels most comfortable. And breathe here for a moment. Close your eyes and just tune into this lovely mini bow shape in your body. Feeling your feet on the earth, right? Buttocks connected to the bolster. Shoulder blades are probably on the earth. Back of the shoulders are on the earth and the back of the head. Back of the arms, back of the hands. Now, relax your legs. Let them do whatever they want to do. And notice what's connected now. Like, does that change, right? Like my calves roll onto the earth. Nothing else changes, just that. All right, bend one knee and then the other. Pause here for a moment. Let's inhale the booty up. Let's take that blanket out. Let's come on down. And let's bring the knees into the chest and rock it out a little side to side. All right. So I like to keep the knees a little bit apart, actually a lot apart, and just grab onto my fingers, creating a little cradle with the elbows and rock here. Nice. We'll come back to center. And now you want to locate your strap or strap-like device. Okay. Bring your little bolster that you've created with your blanket over to your left hip. All right, just like arm's length outside the left hip. We're going to use that to help support the leg. We are going to bring the strap around the ball of the left foot. And we're going to straighten the left leg, leading with the heel, and then we're going to take the right foot to the earth. Now, some of you might like to straighten your right leg. It doesn't work very well for me, but if your low back is okay with that, go ahead and straighten your right leg. And let's just gently, ever so gently, increase the stretch in the back of the left leg. So, you can do what I'm doing, right? Use your hands. You can use the strap. If you're using the strap, make sure there's not this, really strong, crazy grip and the shoulders are like up, right? Shoulders should be on the earth. Hands should be kind. And just breathe into this for a moment. Flex that foot. Keep that leg as straight as possible. Jaws relaxed, like everything's relaxed. We're just gently encouraging this stretch. All right, now from here, you're going to locate that little bolster that you've created. You're going to use it to help support your leg as you drop your leg out to the left. So you're going to bring it to whatever height it needs to be so that it can support your legs. So your back stays on the mat. And you want it supported enough where you can let go of your block or your strap. And breathe. Right arm should come out to the side. All right, if you've already straightened your right leg, then she's on the earth. If you need to straighten your right leg, do so now. All right, now we're going to rotate the right leg out to the right. Oh, okay. As we rotate the leg out to the right, that left leg might float down a little bit. That's fine. We're sort of, you're changing the stretch from the left leg to the right. So it's no longer the inner left thigh. Now it's the front of the right hip flexor. So make sure that leg is nice and rotated out. And here, so here's where we want to surrender. And this is not an easy surrender. And, you know, my experience with this particular pose is that I'm not even aware of the fact that I'm not surrendered until I surrender. So, in this pose, if you can keep your right hand on the front of that right hip flexor, just to give yourself a little encouragement, and imagine you're releasing the right leg into the earth, like you're letting go completely. And then there's this moment of, aha, there it is. There's the release. Okay? So if that happens for you, that's fabulous. If you're not tight in the hip flexors, this might be really easy for you. Here's how you know, though, if it's getting to you a little bit, the jaw, right? If the jaw is clenched and tight, then you might be doing a little bit more than you want to. Okay, so now from here, we're going to lift the left leg up towards the sky. We're going to exhale it across the body. Left arm stays behind, head's in a comfortable position, and we're going to hang out in this twist for a moment and breathe. Surrendering into the shape, surrendering into the earth, surrendering into the breath, this moment, right here, right now. Nothing else exists. And what's funny is, like, nothing else ever exists, but we think it does. Nice deep breathing in the twist. Beautiful. All right, gently lift the left leg back up towards the sky. Take the strap off, shake the left leg out a little bit, release the left leg to the earth, and breathe into this. Noticing, right? Noticing if that left leg feels longer, more spacious. Just, how do the hips feel? Like, what's going on? Again, we talked in the beginning of class about the fact that, emotions always show up in the body, right? Happiness, fear, grief, anger, fear. Now you can make fear and fear and fear. And so it's kind of nice to know what's going on in our bodies. Like, where is it showing up in my body and how can I release that? And trauma, right? Any kind of trauma that we've experienced shows up in the body. And if we don't release that, it can cause problems. When we kind of layer stuff on top of that trauma, right? We push it down, and we layer stuff on top of it, and then it causes pain. So let it flow out into the earth. Roll the palms down, bend one knee and then the other. Pause here for a moment. Take your makeshift bolster, or whatever it is that you've got. If you have a real bolster, that's even better. Bring it over to the right side. And let's bring the right leg in. And we'll start by straightening that right leg. Again, if you want to straighten your left leg onto the earth, that's okay with your back. Go ahead and do that. And again, we're going to gently encourage the stretch in the back of the left leg, and we're going to spend a little time here. So you can use the strap to gently increase the stretch, as long as the hands are kind. You can use the hands to gently increase the stretch, whatever works best for you. Straighten that leg as much as possible, heel towards the sky, toes towards the face, and breathe. And then my experience with this is when I get really into it, I start to lift my right glute up, right? Like I start to go, oh, I'm going to reach. But see if you can keep that right glute firmly planted on the earth as you do this. Nice. A few more breaths here. Feel into the back of the leg. Nice. All right. Now, we'll drop that right leg out to the side. If your left leg's straight, that's great. If you didn't straighten your left leg, straighten it now. And then again, we're going to rotate the left toes out to the left. Like the whole left leg rotates out to the left from the left hip socket. And then we're going to maybe, see if you can release that left leg to the earth, right? We've been doing this a while together, so maybe you're better at it. I'm better at it. I'm much more aware of when that release happens. Like in the beginning, it was really hard to notice that. Maybe the left hand comes onto the front of that left hip. And breathe and relax. Check in with the jaw, the face, the throat. Like, is there any tension in the body that you can release? Is there any grip in the body that you can release? Nice. Breathing into this. Nice deep breaths. All right. Inhale the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale across the body, all the way across the body. Right arm stays behind, and just breathe into this twist for a moment. Nice deep breathing. Head's in a comfortable position, whatever that means for you. All right, beautiful. Lift the right leg back up towards the sky. Take the strap off. Shake the right leg out a little bit. Go ahead and release the right leg onto the earth. So both legs are down on the earth. Arms are down. Palms are up. And breathing into this for a moment. Close your eyes. Check in with your body. Check in with your connection to the earth. Feeling nice and open. And just imagine, like, whatever it is that you felt today, whatever bubbled up today that maybe wasn't appropriate at the time, or, you know, you weren't ready to look at the time, or whatever. Like, imagine it just bubbling up now, like releasing out of the cells in your body. And again, you know, those emotions come in waves, you know, it's particularly grief, right? Like some days it's fine and some days it's not. And it doesn't matter how long ago you lost whatever it was that you lost. And, you know, it could be a person, it could be an animal, it could be a job, a relationship. you know, a child going off to college. I mean, whatever it is, you know, loss is so much a part of our lives, and rarely do we stop to really feel that. We kind of just move on. But you know what? The body doesn't move on, right? Those things show up in the body. We have to honor those things. All right, let's bend one knee and then the other. Pause here for a moment. Bring the arms up overhead. Place them in a comfortable, sustainable position. So bend the elbows if that feels appropriate. If you need support under the shoulders, please find that support. Walk the feet a little wider. All right. Pausing here for a moment. Tune into the low back. Push the low back down onto the earth. As you push the low back down onto the earth, there's going to be a little tilting of the pelvis. Just a small tilt, but it's a little tilt, right? Feel that connection. That's important as we move through this next sequence. Next time we exhale, we're going to exhale both knees to the left. We're going to let the right hip rise up off the earth. As we come through center, we're going to come through that low back. Push the low back onto the earth. Exhale the knees to the right. Let the left hip come up. Again, as we come through center, push onto the earth. Protect the low back. Exhale. Grace and gravity take the knees down. Let the head roll with the knees. The placement of your feet is, I think, what makes this stretch particularly yummy. So you can bring your feet a little further apart, a little closer to the torso. You know, play around with this particular sequence and notice what feels good for you. And do that. Breathing as you go. Nice, beautiful. And then next time the knees come down to the left, let's hang out here for a moment. All right, so as we come down to the left, we're going to lift the head up and come onto the left ear. All right, let the right leg get heavy. Straighten the right arm, reaching towards the wall behind you, and breathe into that. Nice deep breaths here. And then if it feels safe, comfortable, appropriate, take that left hand and place it along the right rib side of the rib basket and breathe into the right lung. Like aware of the right lung, aware of the right side of the rib basket. Just, you know, tuning into our bodies, connecting into our bodies. You know, that question I asked at the beginning, you know, do you love yourself? This is an opportunity to physically show some of that love and acceptance, appreciation, a little awe. Soften the right elbow a little bit. Bring that left arm back up overhead. Inhale, knees and head to center. And again, pause here and notice what has happened. Like what's going on all the way from the breath in the right nostril through the right shoulder, the right side of the rib basket into the right hip. What's happening? How does it feel? Is there a sense of clarity, a sense of flow, a sense of peace? Next time we exhale, we're going to exhale the knees to the right. We're going to lift the head up, come on to that right ear. We're going to sink in onto this side a little bit, knowing that both sides are not created equal. Gently straighten that left arm towards the wall behind you, keeping the arm on the earth. Again, if it feels safe and comfortable, take the right hand, place the right hand along the left side of the rib basket or onto the heart, and tune into this lovely, intimate relationship in the body. Can you feel the heartbeat? Can you feel the breath? Can you feel a sense of self-acceptance, compassion, love? Soften the left elbow. Gently release the right arm back up overhead. Inhale, knees and head to center. Pause here. Allow the low back to get a little heavy, to soften. Go ahead and bring the hands to the belly and breathe. And notice. How does the body feel on the earth? Bring the knees into the chest, and let's rock it out a little side to side again. All right, we're going to do one more stretch, and then we'll sort of come into a passive stretch, and then our meditation. So we're going to do the hips. Actually, maybe we're not. Okay, we'll do it, but we won't spend a lot of time. I didn't realize how late it was. Okay, so on the back with the knees bent. Let's lift the left leg up towards the sky. Flex the left foot. Rotate the left leg out to the left from the leg socket. Drop the left ankle onto the right knee. Push the left knee out. Okay, creating this lovely little triangle. Go ahead and pull the right knee in. You can grab onto the right knee either underneath or on top, whatever feels appropriate. Find that sweet spot by rocking a little bit side to side. All right, and then when you find it, we'll settle in here for a breath or two, or 3 or 4, and breathe. Oh, I miss having you in my class. One of the things I like to do at the beginning of class is find out like if anybody wants to work on anything. So if you ever, do, like type that in at the beginning of class and we can work it in. Breathing here. Nice. Nice deep breaths. Jaws relaxed. Face is relaxed. Throat is relaxed. Beautiful. Go ahead and release the right leg, right foot back onto the floor. Shake that left leg out a little bit. Bring the left foot to the floor and pause here for a moment. And breathe. All right, lift the right leg up towards the sky. Flex the right foot. Rotate the right leg out to the right. Drop that right ankle onto the left knee. Oh, I see. Okay. Push the right knee away. So for some of us, this might be enough, right? Like I can feel this into my right hip. Interesting. Not normally my tight side. And so if you might want to bring that left knee in, again, either behind the knee or on the outside of the knee. And rock a little. Oh, hello, hip. Finding that sweet spot, and breathe into this. Nice deep breaths. All right. And if it is tight, right, like if there is a sense of tightness, so like I'm feeling that in my right hip, so what I do is I use the exhale to try to let go. Nice deep breathing, face relaxed, jaw relaxed, throat relaxed. And again, if you feel emotions bubble up, like I can feel the tears coming, man. And you really don't want to shove them back down. Gently release the left foot to the earth. Shake the right leg out a little bit. Bring the right foot onto the earth and pause here for a moment and breathe. Rock the head a little side to side. I actually thought in our meditation we would do like a passive stretch for the back of the neck. Okay, so you want to locate your a blanket, a towel, whatever it is that you have. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a rounded bolster type thing to bring underneath the neck as we lay down. So you might have to play with it a couple times to get it right. But I think generally speaking, something like around this size is probably good. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the knees bent, and we're going to bring that underneath, behind the neck. Oh yeah, see, that's not quite enough for me. So I'm going to just fold it in half. All right. And you have, again, a couple of options here. Oh, that feels good. Okay, so you can either drop your head over this, bolster thing that we've created. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can sort of push it up into the base of the skull. It'll bring the chin forward a little bit, but there'll be this widening, this opening, this release in the base of the skull. So you decide what's comfortable for you. Take a moment to find that comfortable spot, because we're sort of going to hang out here for a little bit. Oh, there's, these really small, strong, super strong muscles that hold up our very big heads. All right, so once you've found that sweet spot that works for you, we're going to bring the arms out to the side, not quite like a T, like halfway between a T and next to the body. And then for starters, we're going to bring the feet sole to sole. We're going to drop the knees to opposite sides, and we're going to breathe here for a moment. You're going to relax your jaw. So that throat area, right, the throat, the back of the neck, that fifth chakra, that bridge between the head and the heart, that is where we speak our truth. That is where we hear the truth. I think that when we don't allow the emotions to bubble to the surface, sometimes that's where they get stuck. Sometimes we don't even know what our truth is. So tricky, this being human. And that, that great capacity for pain allows for a great capacity for love and compassion. I don't think we could have one without the other. It's the yin and the yang, right? Very gently straighten one leg and then the other. And if the blanket under the back of your neck is not comfortable, move it. Right? I'll cue you to move it, but if it's super not comfortable, go ahead and move it, because we're going to bring it down. We're going to relax the body. So we're going to relax the toes. The bottom of the feet, the top of the feet are relaxed. The ankles are relaxed. Calves, shins, knees relaxed. Allow the thighs to sink into the earth. Relaxing the buttocks, the hips, the belly. The lower back and the waist are tension-free and relaxed. Your internal organs are healthy and relaxed, including your lungs and your heart. The spine, the spinal cord, the vertebrae, relaxed, released, connected to the earth. Allow the shoulder blades to soften. And then take your dominant hand, so if you're right-handed, it would be right hand. Take your dominant hand, gently lift your head, and pull that bolster out, bringing the skull onto the earth. Let the collarbones widen, shoulders pour from the body. Allow the arms to get heavy, relaxing the forearms, the wrists, the hands, the fingers. Feel the openness in the back of the neck and the throat. Feel the base of the skull wide, jaws relaxed, mouth, tongue, lips, cheeks relaxed. Allow the eyes to sink into the eye sockets. Allow the forehead to brighten as the crown chakra opens. And bring into the forefront of your imagination a very young, innocent, happy you. So maybe it's your 2-year-old, your 3-year-old, your 4-year-old. Maybe it's a moment in time. Maybe it's a general impression. But bring that being into the forefront of your imagination. And allow his or her joy and exuberance to radiate out directly into your heart. Feel that connection to that joyful, youthful you. And let that younger version of yourself know that you will always care for him or her. You will always love him or her. You will always find time to play with and appreciate that younger version of you. Let that being know that the love you feel for it is unconditional, is pure, it expands time and space, and it's never ending. And as you express that unconditional love for that beautiful being, allow that feeling to permeate who you are today, right now, in this moment. That same unconditional love, that same need to take care of, to protect, to love, to play with, to appreciate, to accept. Let that flow through your being with, no matter what you do, love you. And then ever so tenderly and gently, take your hands and place them in the center of your body. Like cross your hands right over that heart chakra. Maybe feeling your heartbeat. Maybe feeling a sense of tenderness for you. And then ever so gently, just wiggling the fingers and toes a little bit. Let's roll over onto the left side of the body. Bend the knees and really, get a little small, right? Hug this feeling to you for a moment longer. Maybe crossing your arms and grabbing onto opposite shoulders and literally giving yourself a little hug. Feeling tender, tenderness, love, acceptance, joy. And then use the right hand to gently push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And just take a moment to feel that love, that joy, that tenderness. Just allow the palms to find each other in front of the heart center, bowing the head in gratitude, grace, humility. Lifting the chin in joy, unconditional love, tenderness. We can chant Om one time. So we take a nice deep breath in. Namaste. I wish you light and happiness. I thank you so much for sharing your practice with me, and just feel that, right? That joy, that tenderness, that unconditional love. Right? Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you soon.